Just a simple walkthrough on the site today. Nothing special. Just going to Coney Island. For those who haven't seen Coney Island, it's a beautiful mystical place where fire-breathing unicorns live. Pretty chilly this morning. In the upper 50s. Crack drank. My stogies, my cigarettes. We're gonna have the same thing as fucking yesterday. It looks like we are. Let's crack the news, see what the traffic is.
Acting, I get it, but they had charisma. They had charm.
The movies that made us is streaming on Netflix. Well, this should be pretty cool. To mark what would have been his 75th birthday, David Bowie's estate has announced a pop-up installation celebrating his life in art. It opens October 25th on Worcester Street in Soho. Get all the info at bowie75.com. Wednesday time, 7:39.
Keeping up with the flood of news every single day can be quite stressful. There is climate change happening. There's the pandemic, labor movement, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Hi, I am Gideon Resnick, host of Crooked Media's What a Day. Each week, Travell Anderson, Priyanka Arabindi, Josie Duffy Rice, and I are going to break down the biggest news stories of the day in a way that hopefully doesn't always make you want to cry.
So on yesterday's video, I have uploaded it, but it took a bit longer than usual for some reason. Maybe because Spectrum sucks dick at uploading. But fucking. So I left it uploading all night when I went to bed. Come back, my computer was completely shut down. Alright, so I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So I checked on YouTube to see if it finished uploading, because it did have like 3 hours left of upload. And it says processing, but the only thing is I don't know how far it has processed it. I mean, how far it has uploaded it. So when it's done processing, I'm gonna either have to delete it and redo it, or just leave it. So we'll see later on today. So worst case scenario, I'll be uploading 2 videos on the same day. Where are my fucking fancy schmancy shades? Here they are. Fancy schmancy shades. got time for everyone's bullshit.
Warn you, Route 46 is very heavy. Don't get out.
Fucking Christ. That was a tight turn. Spark up a Schluger, stogie, cigarette. Now, because everyone's probably going the same way over here, just to cut that traffic that I just got off of. The best thing to do would be like go block right before the all-turn, like that guy is. Y'all, they're already pulling over there. Yeah, let's go left. Hope they fucking let us in. Take a little detour. This traffic is a bit heavy.
Steps it might take, including trying to get a restraining order to delay the mandate. Union President John Catanzaro.
This is not a call for a strike. This is not a blue flu. This is not work stoppage. This will be a city lockout of our officers going to work. Period.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
We'll see what happens. We'll be prepared for any eventuality. Again, our message is to the members.
Yo, that bitch needs to go.
Protect your partner. Protect members of the public. Get yourself vaccinated.
Catanzaro is predicting that
How about mind your own fucking business?
Chicago will be looking at a reduction in half of its police force. 63 degrees, mostly clear now. Some patchy fog, the humidity 90%, winds northwest at 7 miles an hour. 63, we're headed up to a mostly sunny 77 today in Central Park. Another 230 inmates are going to be moved out of Rikers. We'll have more on that coming up in just a minute. Stay with us. First sentencing is today for one of the teens charged in the 2019 death of Barnard College student Tessa Majors. Now 16-year-old Luciano Lewis had pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and first-degree robbery. He faces 5 years to life in prison. After he learns his fate, we expect Tessa's family to speak. Facebook moves to remove more harmful content from its site.
Facebook has announced it is expanding its policies on harassment to protect public figures, including celebrities, elected officials, and others in the public eye. Under the new policies, Facebook will bar content that degrades or sexualizes public figures, mirroring existing policies covering private individuals. In addition, Facebook is adding protections for government dissidents, journalists, and human rights
more
activists
communism.
around the
Yay.
world. The changes come a week after former Facebook data scientist Frances Haugen told Congress,
The company's leadership knows how to make Facebook and Instagram safer, but won't make the necessary changes to put their astronomical profits before people.
I'm Mike Rossian.
Governor Hochul makes a move to ease the overcrowding at Rikers. 230 inmates, all women and those who identify as trans, will be moved out.
Starting next week, these
What,
prisoners will be
to a
transferred
trans
temporarily to 2 state facilities in Westchester. The governor says these folks are among the most vulnerable at Rikers. Public advocate Jamani Williams describes this as a plus, but says the city should be looking at supervised release rather than transfers.
We got to try to find
What?
some
Release
responses that
criminals?
don't
Fucking stupid.
take people further away from their homes and their support systems, especially if they're only awaiting trial.
The city will provide free transportation for would-be visitors. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins News.
Dallas
This is
Committee
paying for
investigating
that.
the January 6th attack on the
We
Capitol
are.
has subpoenaed 4 members of the former Trump administration to testify. Correspondent Stacey Lynn tells us one is expected to be a no-show.
Former Defense Department official Kash Patel and White House advisor Steve Bannon are scheduled for depositions today. Former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino are set for Friday. All cooperating, but Steve Bannon will file criminal contempt charges against those who do not comply with his subpoenas and says he will act quickly. This could put Attorney General Merrick Garland in the middle of a showdown to decide on involving Jay.
The 1-6 committee interviewed former acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rose.
I got such shitty reception over there. God damn it. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, that sun. They gotta bring this bitch to a fucking car wash. You know what? I think that's what I'll do today. After work or something. Okay. Jersey. What are you doing on Staten Island? Fuck, man, cars here too.
But again, that's October reality compared to this summer like weather we've had of late. When we start next week, right now 63, going up to 77 on this warm Thursday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore of New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 7:53, word that Thomas Jefferson may be hauled out of City Hall. The New York Post says the city's Public Design Commission will vote on Monday whether to offer this 188-year-old statue of the nation's third president to the New York Historical Society as part of a long-term loan. It's currently in the city council chambers. A number of council members want it out. That's because Jefferson owned hundreds of slaves. Kyrie Irving addresses the retirement rumors. Let's find out what he said from our marker now.
That's what history was.
All-star guard made it perfectly clear.
Don't believe that.
It's not like he's alive now with hundreds of slaves.
That, I'm gonna give up this game for a vaccine mandate or staying unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that, man. Like really be aware of what's being said before I even get a chance to be on a podium and speak for myself.
Using Instagram Live as his podium for about 20 minutes late last night, confirming that he hasn't been vaccinated, but adding that his stance on the issue is bigger than basketball and also isn't about the money, as Kyrie stands to lose more than half of his $33 million salary for this season. Marker day, 1010 Wind Sports.
Wind farms are in the works in the tri-state. In fact, the Biden administration has unveiled plans for 7 offshore wind farms by 2025. This includes the Vineyard Wind Project up in Massachusetts, but also around here, including the South Fork of Long Island and the Ocean Wind Project off of New Jersey. And this is not only about climate change. A recent study shows the Long Island and Jersey plans can support up to 25,000 development and construction jobs by the year 2030. Winds News Time 7:55.
Are you paying too much for Medicare? Do you wish it included more coverage or cost-free?
So Biden's investing in wind energy off the shore. I don't know much about wind energy, so I have no idea. I mean, it's a great idea, I think, but I also read that there's a lot of maintenance in those things, and there's a lot of the wind turbines fail, I guess. What I read, I'm not 100% sure, but if that's the case, if they fail all the time and the cost of maintenance is a lot, then is it worth it? I don't know.
7 or the 8 months that followed to see if you are eligible for free lifetime health care. Even if you're healthy now, you need proof that you were there. And for family members of those who died from a 9/11 illness, you are likely eligible for compensation. Visit 9/11.
That doesn't make sense because the dust and plumes from 9/11,
Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the
like they spread everywhere. They even like went into Brooklyn. So it doesn't make sense how just under Canal Street, which is relatively close. Well, not relatively close, but it's a good distance to where the Twin Towers used to be. But it should be a bigger radius than just below Canal Street, in my opinion.
All the time. This is 1010 Wins, New York. Good morning, 63 degrees at 8 o'clock, Thursday, October 14th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. 2 women shot in Bensonhurst last night. 1 killed, 1 wounded. Police say the shooter is also a woman, and she's a cop, the ex-girlfriend of the wounded woman. Gabby Petito's parents have gone to Wyoming to collect their daughter's cremated remains. The FDA is considering whether people can get a different brand booster shot. Preliminary research indicates it's safe. Governor Hochul's removing almost all the female and trans inmates from Rikers, sending them to state prisons in Westchester to ease overcrowding. Mayor de Blasio is working on getting a statue of Thomas Jefferson removed from City Hall. Sports, the Rangers lost their season opener in Washington, Game 5 tonight for the Dodgers, and the Giants, the winner, moves on to the NLCS. 10 Wins AccuWeather, mostly sunny today. We'll have a high of 77. Wins News Time, 8:01. Traffic and transit on the ones now from Karen Stewart.
Long Islanders, Queens travelers, if you're traveling the LIE east, between exit 35 to Shelter Rock Road 36, there's an accident there. The right lane's blocked, brand new. Westbound travel delays on the LIE from exit 39 to Glen Cove Road to the Clearview Expressway are very heavy. One long continuous delay at, once you get into the Clearview Expressway, we're jammed. From there, out into Woodhaven Boulevard on the LIE going westbound. The Jackie Robinson Parkway eastbound is almost delayed from beginning to end. The very heavy delay started at Woodhaven and go out into Kew Gardens. The westbound Grand Central Parkway delay into Kew starts back now at the Cross Island Parkway off of the Northern State. And we're jammed on the northbound Van Wyck to Atlantic, still from back at Springfield Boulevard on the Bell Parkway going westbound. Here is what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound George upper is about an hour and a half, while the lower is about an hour. And it's also about an hour inbound over the Holland and Lincoln tunnels. Now, New Jersey, we've got bumper-to-bumper southbound travel delays on 21 from Kearney out into Route 280. And we're jammed on the northbound New Jersey Turnpike, getting to the 14 interchanges. Alternate-side parking rules are in effect today. And J Transit and The Path are running on time and was sponsored by Allure Home Improvements. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the one. I'm Karen Stewart on 1010 Wins.
Did you know that you can fully gut and remodel your bathroom in just 5 days? For peace of mind with your remodel, call 877-44-ALLURE or visit Allure Home Improvements at ALURE.com for a free virtual or in-home consultation.
Allure Home Improvement.
2 women were shot in Brooklyn last night. One was killed, the other wounded. Cops say they've got the shooter, also a woman, and she's a cop. As Glenn Shuck reports from Bensonhurst this morning. Glenn?
31-year-old police officer Yvonne Wu walked into her ex's home here on 19th Avenue about 5 last night. Police say then she shot her 23-year-old former girlfriend and her ex's new lover, 24-year-old Jamie Liang. The ex survived, but Liang later died. Cops found Wu standing out on the street when they got here. Neighbor Valerie Ware is saying that the officer who did the shooting seemed like nothing had happened.
I saw them put the woman in the car that they arrested, and she seemed very calm. It was strange. It seemed like she was it was like a different scenario. She just seemed so peaceful. We weren't.
Wu joined the NYPD in 2016 and is assigned to the 72nd Precinct. Glenn Shuck, 1010 Wins, here in Bensonhurst.
Gabby Petito's parents have gone to Wyoming to recover their daughter's remains now that the Teton County coroner has made his report.
Gabby Petito's mother and father, as well as her step-parents, are making the trip to Wyoming together. They'll go to the coroner's office to pick up her ashes. It was Coroner Brent Blue who announced Monday that Gabby had been strangled and had already been dead 3 to 4 weeks before her body was found in a remote and rugged area of North Wyoming. The family will also meet with the various law enforcement agencies for an update on the case. At her funeral on Long Island, her stepfather Jim Schmidt had encouraged everyone to focus on the positive, not her murder.
It's okay to mourn for Gabby. It's okay to feel sorrow and pain. But we want to celebrate her and how she lived her life.
The family is expected to return to Long Island this weekend. Meanwhile, in Florida, the search for her boyfriend continues. Carol Diori at 1010 Winds on Long Island.
1010 Winds AccuWeather. It's a mild morning. We have some fog out there. It'll be partly to mostly sunny today with a warmer afternoon. A high of 77 today. It is 63 now, sunny. There's some fog. Humidity at 90. The winds northwest at 7. 63 going up to 77. The FDA is mulling over applications for booster shots and considering whether people can mix and match shots when they go to get a booster.
Federal regulators have already authorized an additional Pfizer dose for certain people, and they're now considering which Americans should get an additional shot of Moderna's vaccine. They'll consider Johnson & Johnson on Friday, and White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients said there's plenty of both.
We have the vaccine supply, and we'll be ready to hit the ground running as soon as any additional boosters are authorized.
Moderna argued a third dose of its vaccine is needed, even though there's limited evidence the protection it provided initially against severe disease is actually waning.
Correspondent Aaron Kaczorski, data on mixing original shots with different brand boosters is being presented to the FDA now. Initial findings from an NIH study show that mixing is largely safe and effective. There had been a lot of talk when the vaccines first came out about eliminating COVID altogether, but Dr. Fauci seems to have given up on that idea.
Fauci says eliminating a highly transmissible virus like COVID-19 may never happen. We've only eradicated one. That was smallpox. Instead, we're looking for a level of control of the virus to maybe about 10,000 cases a day, but not interfering with normal daily life. While case numbers are dropping, they're still higher than 90,000. We need to get that curve to go much further down, and there's only one way to get there. It's vaccination. Fauci notes about a third of eligible Americans are not vaccinated. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
Mayor de Blasio says almost all restaurants, gyms, and entertainment venues in the city have been complying with his vaccine mandate.
The vast majority of restaurants and all the other businesses are saying, yes, we're going to work with this. We're going to make it work for our employees, for our customers, keep everyone safe. Very few are standing apart, and that's the good news, and that's the big news.
He said so far only 15 businesses have been fined for non-compliance, but 6,000 got warnings. A federal appeals panel in Manhattan will hear more arguments today in a case brought by 3 nurses, one from Syracuse, 2 from Syosset. They want a religious exemption from the state's vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. They object to the use of embryonic stem cells in development of vaccines. The appeals panel has put the mandate on hold for now. City hasn't mandated vaccines for cops yet, but Chicago has, effective tomorrow. And John Cataranza, president of the Fraternal Order of Police there, says a lot of cops might stop showing up for work in Chicago unless Mayor Lori Lightfoot backs off.
You are running the risk of literally opening up this city to looting even worse than last year, because you're not going to have any police on the street come this weekend.
The union may also go to court to get a restraining order against the mandate. Governor Hochul has a plan to ease overcrowding at Rikers by removing most of the female and trans inmates. They'll still be locked up, just someplace else.
The governor describes these prisoners as among the most vulnerable at Rikers, and they will be transferred to 2 state facilities in Westchester, about 230 prisoners in total. Public advocate Jamani Williams says that's a plus, but not enough.
My hope is that we would look at supervised release for a lot of those folks that we're sending up there.
The transfers begin next week, starting with 20 to 40 prisoners every 7 days. The city will provide free transportation to Westchester for would-be visitors. Roger Stern, 1010 Winds News.
He doesn't have a lot of time left to get it done, but Mayor de Blasio wants the statue of Thomas Jefferson standing in City Hall removed. The City Public Design Commission will vote to offer the 188-year-old statue to the New York Historical Society. Several city council members, including Speaker Corey Johnson, have been pushing for the statue's removal because of some of Jefferson's views and his ownership of hundreds of slaves. 63, sunny, going up to 77 in Midtown today. Now this, Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations, a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality. The Biden administration is on the record as being against capital punishment, but the administration's making an exception for Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, as Devin Dwyer reports the Justice Department's trying to get his death sentence reinstated by the U.S. Supreme Court.
The Biden administration stood up in that Supreme Court chamber and argued for the execution of the Boston Marathon bomber at the same time as they have halted all federal executions. They issued that moratorium back in July. And President Biden himself, as you know, campaigned on this promise that he wanted to eliminate the federal death sentence once and for all.
No comment on the seeming incongruity from the White House. Speaking of the Supreme Court, a commission looking into changing the court will issue a draft report on its findings today.
The commission was a key campaign promise from President Biden. It was established in April to look into possible changes to the Supreme Court, including adding seats or instituting term limits. The president has not said explicitly if he's the surrender of those measures. After the week, the commission will form a final report and
Love this reception. So Biden's against capital punishment, but is pushing for the Boston Marathon bomber's execution. Why? Well, it's just a theory, conspiracy theory, but I think the Boston Marathon bomber fucking was in on with the Democrats. That's why they want him gone. You know? Because you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either you're against capital punishment or you're not. It's like saying, free the slaves except this one. You know what I'm saying?
bang.
What the fuck am I
Wake up
listening
and
to?
smell the wind with bacon. Then scratch off game from the New York lottery. As your chance to win up to $1 million. You must be 18.
Introducing a best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 4 more lines for $29.99 a month per line. With no contract, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60%. Get unlimited on 2 or more lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you.
Also valid for new customers on 2 or more unlimited lines. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans from major national carriers until 9/2021. Prepaid excluded.
Okay, my shipments have to get to customers on time and looking good.
It's possible with Staples Connect. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS shipping services. And now, buy 2 get 1 free on select shipping supplies like bubble roll and premium shipping boxes. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
So as you guys know, Mark's gone. The float artist at Fred's Floral just took off days before the parade. They need a replacement before business passes them by. Who am I going to get to finish the float? Indeed can help them hire great people fast. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wednesday news time, 8:15. Emerson, San Francisco made shoplifting up to $950 a misdemeanor instead of a felony. Thieves have been cleaning out store shelves, and Walgreens has decided it can't do business in that environment. As Matt Bigler reports, people who actually pay for their purchases are disappointed.
The doors of this San Francisco Walgreens will soon be closing for good. Along with 4 other locations in the city, the company has shuttered 22 stores in the past 5 years here, mostly because the shoplifting is so bad.
It's pretty inconvenient.
John Sullivan has seen the 5-finger discounts firsthand.
Usually it's pretty easy, like, they just walk in, take something, they look at their bag, and they walk out.
Police blame much of the shoplifting on organized theft rings, although social justice advocates say many of the perpetrators are suffering from poverty, homelessness, or drug addiction.
The closures effectively end Walgreens' presence in San Francisco. Demi Lovato's been doing some deep thinking again, this time about space aliens, or as Demi prefers to call them, ETs.
My fans should know that I do not call them aliens because alien is a derogatory term for anything.
Oh
Even extraterrestrials, which is why I call them ETs.
Among those bemused by this position, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who says Demi Lovato should not worry about offending aliens, in part because we haven't had any interactions with space aliens, so he asks, how the heck do we know what they're thinking or feeling? Do they even feel? He does acknowledge that Demi is probably just trying to be considerate, but as it happens, Demi Lovato is also out promoting her new docu-series, Unidentified, with Demi Lovato, which explores whether there is life beyond this planet, and if so, we at least know what to not call these beings. Good work if you can find it. A casino website in the UK will be paying somebody $7,000 to watch every episode of The Simpsons, and not for no reason. The Clayton Casino wants to investigate the well-documented phenomenon of The Simpsons predicting major world events, including the election of Donald Trump and possibly the COVID pandemic and the house cat flu episode from 2010.
House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak patterns.
Some conspiracy theory types say it's not so much predicting as predictive programming, preparing the population for planned future events. It's expected to take the Simpson analysts about 8 weeks to go through all 33 seasons, 280 hours of footage. The casino will supply the analyst with a weekly box of donuts. Donuts. Fish and wildlife experts in Kansas have a real mystery on their hands. How did an alligator garfish wind up in the Neosho River? It would be more interesting if an actual alligator had turned up, but all we have is this alligator gar, which is not native to Kansas. It's found in parts of Ohio, Illinois, and Missouri, which according to the map here is adjacent to Kansas, but it's never been found in Kansas before. So the experts are working hard to track down the origins of the fish. One theory they're pursuing is that this garfish was a pet that wore out its welcome when it got too large and got dumped in the river, but they say it may also have just made its way over from Missouri somehow. Wednesday News Time, 8:19.
You don't have to hide under those oversized sweatshirts this fall, since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's contractually guaranteed money-back program starts with personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep it off. Not sure if you can do it alone? NJ Diet is with you every step of the way. You are fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also have access to the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no prepackaged foods, and no surgery. With locations in Westchester, New York City, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, or available from home with live online video consultations. Lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days, contractually guaranteed. Visit NJDiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET.
The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 63 degrees at 8:20 on this Thursday, October 14th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. 2 women shot in Bensonhurst last night. 1 killed, 1 wounded. Police say the shooter is also a woman, and she's a cop, the ex-girlfriend of the wounded woman. President Biden warns the federal government may take stronger action if private industry doesn't clear up the supply chain backlog. Gabby Pesito's parents have gone to Wyoming to collect their daughter's cremated remains and get an update from investigators. 5 people were shot to death in Norway with a bow and arrow. Investigators say the suspect is a Dane who converted to Islam. Mark your calendar. The Rockefeller Center skating rink opens on the first Saturday in November. Sports, the Rangers lose their season opener in Washington. Game 5 tonight for the Dodgers and the Giants. The winner moves on to the NLCS. That one's AccuWeather, mostly sunny today with a high of 77. Wins News Time 821. Karen Stewart with traffic and transit on the ones.
That's me, and I've got good news over at the Hudson's, although on paper it doesn't really sound like it, but we've got an inbound George wait between 30 and 45 minutes for the upper level. That's an improvement by half since when we started this hour. The inbound lower level of the George is a little bit over 30, and the inbound Lincoln is also a little bit over 30, and the inbound Holland is the worst with a 30 to 45 minute delay. Now, in New Jersey, if you're traveling the Garden State Parkway, we've got eyes on it here, and yes, we've got some very heavy traffic on the northbound side of the Garden State from exit 142 to 145, and it will stay heavy up into Bloomfield at exit 150, right before Montclair at 151. We've also got very heavy southbound and northbound in particular. 21 delays getting out in Route 280. 280, as usual, stinks between 21 and the Garden State Parkway. We've got 78 delays going westbound trying to get out to Route 24 in Millburn, and we've got northbound New Jersey Turnpike delays trying to get to interchange 13A. Now, Long Island's Big 3, nothing out of the ordinary. The northern state and the LIE primarily with delays just out to the Queens line, and the westbound southern state from exit 28 to exit 20 is running with delays. Traffic is sponsored this time by Jackpocket, letting you play official state lottery games on your phone. Use code radio for a free Mega Millions or Powerball to get 18-year-olds to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 877-HOPE-NY. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for full terms of service. I'm Karen Stewart on 1010 Wins.
Gunfire in Brooklyn last night left 1 woman dead, another wounded. Cops say the shooter was also a woman who also happens to be a cop. Glenn Shuck with more from Bensonhurst this morning.
Police officer Yvonne Wu, 31 years old, off duty, was actually scheduled to head back into work later last night before her shift, though. She stopped here at 19th Avenue at the home of a girlfriend that sources tell us she had broken up with just a couple of weeks ago. She found her ex in the bedroom with 24-year-old Jamie Liang and shot them both. Liang died. The 23-year-old former girlfriend survived. This neighbor named Valerie Wares saying that EMS took Liang to an ambulance, and she was watching.
They were doing chest compressions on her, and she looked green. Didn't look good at all.
As Wu faces a series of charges now. She's been with the NYPD since 2016, assigned to the 7-2 precinct. Glenn Shuck, 1010 wins, here in Bensonhurst.
After a meeting at the White House yesterday, President Biden is promising to fix the nation's massive supply chain issues. The question is whether the fixing will get done in time for the holidays.
Relief cannot come soon enough for small businesses and ultimately the consumer. Industry experts describe the current supply chain state of affairs as a crisis.
I think many consumers today will see that there are huge delays in being able to have everything from furniture to other items being delivered on the doorstep.
The meeting at the White House Wednesday brought together the heads of the nation's largest ports, unions, and big business to talk about ways to expand work during off hours.
That's correspondent Natalie Brand. The president warns the federal government will take bigger steps to address the supply chain issues if private companies don't step up. A couple of teams that used to play around here are battling it out west, which is where they've been playing for the last 60 years or so. And as Mark Renee reports, they can't both go to the National League Championship Series. Mark?
Yeah, Lee, the Dodgers and Giants, who've already met 23 times this season, have one final showdown in Game 5 of their division series tonight in San Francisco. And Los Angeles manager Dave Roberts says this one might be bigger than baseball.
You've got generational rivalries, playing a meaningful series, and in this case, a very meaningful game. It just brings the old, the new, the rivalries, and all that kind of talk back to life.
And he said given the way the regular season played out, it was inevitable that they'd come down to this, with the winner advancing to take on the Atlanta Braves. Mark Renee, 1010 wins sports.
If Curtis Sliwa gets elected mayor, the animals of the Bronx Zoo may have to find someplace else to live. Sliwa tells the Daily News editorial board that conditions at that zoo and others are barbaric and that phasing out zoos, circuses, and rodeos should be given serious consideration. He adds that he would consult with experts and animal welfare specialists to determine whether to close the Bronx Zoo. 63, skies are sunny. We're going up to 77 in Midtown. Winds News Time 826. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch, sponsored by Investors Bank. Here's Steve Potisk.
Lee, the competition to attract more high roller credit card users is heating up again. This time, American Express is adding rewards to its Platinum card for business owners. The credit card giant has added a bevy of perks, including extra points for spending on items like cloud services, construction materials, and shipping providers. Amex is also adding a monthly statement credit for up to $10 on spending with wireless telephone providers. Now, home foreclosures have been rising since the pandemic moratorium came to an end. According to real estate information firm Adam, the pace of new foreclosures jumped by more than 45,000 in the July to September quarter. That's 32% more than during the spring months, and up more than twice that when compared to a year ago. Now on Wall Street, S&P futures now positive by 40 points. NASDAQ ahead 162, Dow up 288. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potisk for 1010 Wins.
Here's the Allergy Alert forecast, sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Book online anytime or call them today. You'll see them today. Today's outlook low with ragweed, the predominant pollen.
From Lincoln Square to Journal Square, Forum Hill to East Hills. If it's happening in your area, it's happening now on 1010 Wins.
Eli Manning, former New York Giants quarterback. Leading
Oh boy. 12 minutes. I will make this early. Drive. Oh my fucking God. People even fucking stop at stop signs anymore? They even fucking look. It seems like they're not. Fucking person going like 5 fucking miles an hour. What the fuck is that noise? Man, you're going like 10 miles an hour. And you caught, you stupid fucking cunt.
As a narration of rebuilding her house and heart and getting over the grief of the most turbulent period of her life.
Well, that's where the Pope hose went. Over here to the left. No, I didn't have a fucking PSA test. Just fuck you. Yeah, people aren't even paying attention to nothing. Once again, I'm catching a fucking red light every other fucking light.
We are packed down into the Mosholu from back on the Sawmill Parkway at Cross County. Bronx River Parkway delays are shortening down into the Bruckner. Delays now are starting back right around Webster Avenue. Moderately heavy to the Cross Bronx, and then from the Cross Bronx down to the Bruckner, we're packed. The Bruckner is packed too into the Hunts Point Drawbridge. Southbound from Castle Hill Avenue now, and northbound from right around 135th Street or so. We've got delays to and from the RFK Bridge from the Deegan now, and the inbound side of the RFK to the Upper East Side is delayed back onto the Grand Central Parkway to LaGuardia, and from the BQE eastbound to the Grand Central from Northern Boulevard, and we've got Upper East Side delays, of course. Southbound Harlem River from the 130s down to, let me just check here, the Yorkville section of the city, so that's right around 83rd Street. That's where we've got delays currently. We are packed right now on the northbound Van Wyck. Something's going on right around Roosevelt Avenue. Traffic is jammed into it from back at the Kew Gardens interchange. Alternate side parking is in effect for today. Trains are doing well. I'm Karen Stewart on 1010 Wins.
London Jewelers presents their annual watch fair at the Americana Man.
So everything is jam-packed again. Like yesterday. Van does need a fucking car wash though. That's for damn sure. It's been a while. It's a good fucking cleaning. Is this guy doing? What a fucking prick. Fuck you. Stupid bitch. Now you want to fucking get it, right? Now you want to fucking get it. Maybe you should have fucking thought about that. Stupid motherfucker.
who do not comply with its subpoenas and says it will act quickly. This could put Attorney General Merrick Garland in the middle of a showdown to decide on involving the DOJ.
The 1-6 committee interviewed former acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen for 8 hours yesterday. Loyola law professor and former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson tells CBS News she thinks that Q&A will be key.
Rosen has said that the President Trump at the time, tried to drag the Department of Justice into his effort to overturn the 2020 election. Rosen refused to do what the president wanted. And so the president was trying to get one of Rosen's underlings, Clark, to actually move into his place. And Rosen resisted.
She's talking about former DOJ official Jeffrey Clark, who has now also been subpoenaed by the panel. A terrible scene in Taiwan, where at least 46 people were killed when a fire broke out in a 13-story building overnight. Another 41 people were injured.
Firefighters in the southern city of Kaohsiung were able to extinguish the blaze before mid-morning. Rescue teams have been combing through the site looking for survivors. A statement from the fire department describes the fire as extremely fierce. It's not clear how the blaze started, but authorities haven't ruled out it being a case of arson. The 40-year-old tower was hardly abandoned and had fallen into a state of
of disrepair. Correspondent Britt Clinette reporting. Tensions remain high, but it appears Beijing has toned it down somewhat when it comes to Taiwan. China flew a record number of military aircraft in a show of force, with President Xi Jinping saying reunification must and will definitely be realized. The U.S., meantime, has been increasing support for Taiwan. The State Department this week calling the relationship rock solid and saying the Biden administration has been very clear that it's committed to deepening our ties with Taiwan. With news time 8:50, traffic and AccuWeather in 1 minute.
Well, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free.
Alright, time to find some fucking parking. If there is any. There is. Caught the red light again. Fuck are you doing, you fucking cunt? You had a fucking red light, you stupid motherfucker. Yeah, got your license plate, bitch. 27918V9. Punk ass cunt. Fucking stupid fucking asshole. I'm guessing this building, or was a building to the right? No, it's right next to it. Fucking place to park over here. Fuck. What's today? Thursday? To 9. Cool. It's 9. I'll be back later. Alright. Done with what I had to do. Now I'm on my way back to hear the shout. gonna eat my peanut butter and jelly. Stillwell. Pretty sure it's to the left and then the right. Yeah, it is. This is where the Spumoni Gardens is, over here to the left. The famous Brooklyn pizza. What the fuck? He didn't even strap that down. Oh wait, he did. Barely. I'll rip that fucking antenna off. Scratch his whole fucking car up. What are you, fucking 80 years old or some shit? Fuck are you doing, my guy? Got a bag stuck this way. Wasn't even fucking looking. Doesn't even have brake lights. I have no idea if this guy's braking or not. Oh, now his brake lights work? What the fuck? How the fuck was he stopping before? I think they only turn on for a second. Oh yeah, that passed fucking inspection. thing looks like it has tiny tires, bro. Man, I got something tickling my nose right now. Fuck. But seriously, that truck looks like it takes a sharp turn, it's gonna flip over. Why the fuck are you stopping, you fucking moron? Fucking stupid ass van, bro.